My expectations for it, and honestly exceeded it. And I hope they're as passionate about day games at 1:30 as they are opening night, and to see everybody tomorrow. But what a great night.
How was catching that opening first pitch?
It was good. Coach Maneri did a little cutter on me right there. I'm glad I stretched out a little bit. I had to go to my right there, but it was great. It was really good for him, and he's been a great coach for a long time. You know, did a lot of great things here, and has been very helpful to me in this transition. So I thought it was cool that this is what we did.
Coach Blake Money's performance, what'd you think?
It was money. Yeah, it was great. I'm not surprised. I think he deserves a lot of credit for the transformation, the work, the handling adversity. But I think it's time to move on to the story now, as he's a really good pitcher.
Did Cade hurt himself in the pregame type-up thing?
I still don't know. Somebody told me he hurt his leg and he couldn't play.
So talk about what, Braden was able to come in.
Awesome. Yeah, it is what it is. It's next man up. We're not going to make any excuses about anything. I feel bad for Cade. Clearly won that spot. Obviously where he was hitting in the lineup was indicative of the at-bats he's taken. Hope it's not serious, but we'll have to see.
But Braden was able to step up there.
Amazing. Yeah, great job. Great poise. And, when young people handle adversity, he's a good player. So it's probably a gut punch a little bit to not be in the lineup, but has really worked hard. I'm talking even just in the last week of being out there early every day, and the poise in that situation to be ready to go. And when your number was called on very quickly, I'm proud of him for that. He's a good kid, and he's a good player, obviously, as he displayed tonight. But that was great to see, and a great example for a lot of other guys on the team. Yeah, I think we were evaluating whether the leadoff guy got on or not, and it was going to be either him or Josh. And then Irwin did a nice job commanding the ball. And I just, the first couple innings, not to anybody's surprise, were a little dicey. I mean, you had some of the best players in the country were a little sped up in the first inning. So honestly, it was an age decision and the work that he'd put in this week. I kind of had the game set up to where we were going to use Braden, we were going to use Josh Pearson and Gio anyways, and it just was kind of a thought that he might control his heartbeat a little bit better, and worked out.
Noticed you put Jack Merrifield in the game. I think it's the second or third inning. What went into that decision tonight?
Yeah, I think he's Jordan and Cade are great defenders. Jack's 1A, B, or C right there with him, and just the way the game was going, I just felt like there wasn't going to be a lot of runs scored. Will's spot had just come up, and so it was where we were going to get 2 or 3 more innings of defense before that spot came up. And he's close to being an everyday player too, so I just thought it was the right spot to put him in the game.
Yeah, a lot of substitutions tonight. Just, I guess, talk about how you think the team handled just a lot of guys getting a little bit of an opportunity.
Yeah, I thought it was great. We want to build a team here, and where all the players place the needs of the team above their own. I'd like to work at putting players in spots to be successful. So it was good, just kind of the way the game evolved. I mean, we had 12 players in, I think, before the 5th inning. One was an unfortunate reason, yeah, I think that's going to be kind of how we do it. And sometimes that'll be on the pitching side when your guys, throwing 3 pitches for strikes like that and looking like a major leaguer out there. You don't have to do it, and if he wants to continue to do that, I'm all for it, trust me. But good to see that on the position player side tonight.
What did you just think of? I mean, you got 2 innings out of Bryce Collins at the end. Just what did you kind of see from him?
Man, there's a lot to that. I mean, you see the velocity I think it was 90-92 on most pitches. The curveball is a great pitch. It's a big deal for him to get back on the mound. I mean, I've known the kid since he was 15 years old, and the first time I saw him through, we offered him a scholarship. And then he got there and, 5 starts or 5 appearances into college, got Tommy John. And then he was right on the cusp of coming back from Tommy John, and he broke his hand. And so that delayed the rehab. And then, I ended up coming out here, and he went in the transfer portal, and he decided to come here. So kind of a personal cool moment to see that. But again, much like Blake, getting through adversity, he's going to be a big part of what we're doing. We just had gotten him up, and with our offense, you know, that will happen late in games where it might be a 2-run game and then it's a 6-run game where we might not have used him, but given, you know, the arm thing, once we got him hot, we felt like, hey, let's give him a 2-inning bolt right now.
Blake really wanted that kickoff in the 6th inning. Is that just a sign of just how much of a competitor he is? He was only his second base runner of the night, and he's determined to get that guy first. He turned and he yelled at him. Just kind of speak on the competitiveness.
Yeah, I think it's great. It's real too, and I think what I like about it is there's a mature element of it where he can go from channeling that and get right back into the next pitch, and he did that. And then, I mean, we picked him off, you know, a couple plays later. So that was great. And you know, if he was still 280 pounds or whatever he was, I don't think he'd be moving his feet like that. So on top of the pitching and the delivery, the athleticism, it helps in those other areas.
Coach Kelly talked about at the end of December when fall was done, the best pitchers are going to step up from what they did in January to come back, conditioning and all that kind of stuff. Is that one of the biggest reasons that Blake got the start today, because of the work he put in?
I think the performance that you saw, his ability to do that, is a byproduct of the work that he put in. Like, and don't get me wrong, that's a great story, and he should be commended for that. You know, young people don't always handle adversity the way that he did. That is awesome, and I don't want to discount that. He pitched tonight because he's a really good pitcher. And maybe on the outside, when you just look at a stat sheet from last year, it's hard for anybody on the outside to peel that back and go like, these guys are nuts. Well, you know, I felt pretty confident about what we were going to get tonight, and he did just that.
Coach, were you able to take in those emotions of your first night here at the box?
Well, the first pitch of the game was hammered to center field, so that was like an ice-cold bucket of water in the face. And a lot of people ask me, like, how are you going to feel? It's like, well, I'm just going to make sure the defense is in the right spot. But it was awesome. I mean, there's a few times, like I turned over to Coach Wanaka, and we're talking, and, you know, we've been together for so long. It's like, well, you actually have to use your voice, you know, because people were so into it. And, you know, I would have liked to have put together some better at-bats to start, and we'll work on that. Like I said, the things that we've worked on the most, we were actually the worst at tonight. So at least we're on the right track of the things we need to do.
Trey Morgan had a big night at bat. What is it about him that makes him so effective and so consistent? I've noticed he's been consistent through all the scrimmages too. Great
competitor, great hitter, great has all the physical tools as far as vision, bat speed. It's a great mechanics to his swing, balance. You're going to see the ball come off a lot hotter like it did tonight because he's doing things the right way. So now you got talent and skill and good fundamentals working together, and he's like I said, he's a competitive cat, and I'm glad he's on our team. That's a real dude for sure.